Hey, good morning, everyone. Riley Foster here. Hey, I wanted to bet you money that you would not have a clue as to what that is. Kind of a funky little piece of artwork that I did about a year or so ago. And as you can see, there are screens on those two pieces. And right over there, you can see those big tall flowers. Yeah, they're just kind of growing right up out of the ground. And here in a minute, I'm going to let you see something else. I made this, well, actually during 2020 COVID pandemic, when we had all that time. I ran my business, put siding on the house, 5 new windows in it, tended the garden, run my business, and I built this little room. Now, you can't see the room right now because guess what? It's underground. There's the corner of this little room I built. And thanks to YouTube, I went online and discovered that I could do cinder block work and do brick mason work. So that is the intake vent for the fresh air. And I am going to skin this back off, remove the dirt, and I'm going to pour a concrete pad on it. The reason being is because I'm still getting too much moisture inside. So that is the exhaust vent, and I'll show you how that works. And this is the intake vent, and when we go inside, I'll let you check that out. So what we're going to do is going to go right down this bank, and I put all these rocks in. I moved them up here by the tractor, but I had to hand set all these rocks, and I'm not done. I have a lot more rocks to put in. I'm going to run it up higher and put a set of steps here, because I do go up that bank regularly from the garden to the top of the driveway. But check this out. Now there's the flowers up there at the top. Yeah. And of course my grandson's Tonka truck, he helped out, of course. Colin, thank you, buddy. Check that out. Big old rocks. Now Gary Duncan, my neighbor, set these big boulders for me with his backhoe front end loader. And then I built this door that is 1/8 inch steel plate, 2-sided, and channel iron for the frame. And again, I'm going to pour a concrete pad on top of it because I get too much moisture. But it is rubber or roofing tar sealed cinder block. Now again, I have never laid cinder block in my life. Look how nice that door swings open. I have never laid cinder block in my life, and I laid right at 300 cinder block in this room. Now look at there. It was about 69 degrees in here, but it's too moist. It's too damp. And I think once I get all of the top sealed up, then we'll be able to get rid of all that moisture. But here's the pipe. I told you the intake vent. Cool air settles, and it goes to the floor and vents out. Yep. And then the warm air that's at the top goes out this hole right here. Yeah, so any warm air, you can see the problem is, look at all that moisture. And this is a stainless steel cooler roofing. So I'm probably going to leave it on there and just pour the concrete right on top of it. But I did my footers. Yeah. Now I'm going to paint this and seal it up real good. I ran out of time last year, and then with all the mess that's happened this year. But I've got, I think it was 30 some bags of concrete in the footers. They're 8-inch thick by 12-inch wide. And I set all my cinder block on it, and they're filled full of rebar and concrete. But look at this. Again, I did all of this masonry work. Solid block on top, that's a corner, all the way down. And I tell you, thanks to YouTube, with a little bit of practice, it took me a little bit of time to learn how to use that trowel and get that cement on there without wasting a bunch, or that mortar mix. But it turned out really good. And when I tell you, you want to know what dark is, this, when you do this, That's the definition of dark. That is inside this little room after I close the door. Now I got to find the doorknob. There we go. How about that? Now that is dark 30, and that'll be good. My garden is literally right over there, so hopefully one day I'll be storing vegetables in here once I get it dried up. And once I put the concrete roof on, this steel pipe can come off. All it does, I set it in the center to keep the roof from sagging in the middle. But once I pour that concrete on top, we can pull this center pipe out and we won't have to have a center post in the middle. But again, I'm going to show you dark 30 again. Look at this. I'm just closing the door. Ready? Now that's dark. Yeah, that is the definition of dark. And I'll show you. I just let a little bit of light in. Watch this. That's the porthole. Yep. And that's the little peephole at the top so you can look out and see if there's anybody there. So I kind of made it not just a root cellar, but a storm shelter that we can come in here in case of tornado or whatever. It's about 20 yards from the house. So listen at this. You talk about a nice fitting, and I put ball bearing hinges on the door and bolted them into that concrete. So, and there's your vent, there's your exhaust vent. Now the vents work, they just can't take that much moisture out. And I am going to put more rocks out here. I'm going to stack it all the way up to the top and then pour that concrete pad on there. So I think that is really going to be a nice little, well, underground, if you want to call it a bunker. But this is things that you guys can do. I was about 300 cinder block. I started out, I didn't know what I was doing, but I'll tell you right now, when I got to the top, I used a level, of course, and when I got to the top, it was square, level, and plumb. That metal roof was a refrigerant cooler roof off of a walk-in cooler. Had that room not been square, that would not have fit, because you can see I made a nice, well, it had about an inch of play on each side. So again, I had to learn how to cut cinder block and lay them and get them nice and straight. I put the door to just an offset, a little bit to one side, so I'd have more room on the other. But guys, again, let me know what you think about the underground bunker. No, the root cellar. So yeah, again, this is something I want to store some vegetables in here. I grow so many during the winter or summertime. I'd like to be able to store potatoes and onions and stuff in there over the winter. So we're going to have to get it dried out. Again, that's concrete roof. Let me know what you think. Share these videos. Hit like. Let's see if I can't get some more subscribers on YouTube. I don't want to quit doing these videos, but if no one's watching them, there's not much sense in me doing them. So thanks and have a great day.